I hate the gondolas of Santorini.
Welcome to Grumble Goat. My name is Matt Labodka, and this is a show about all the small things that drive me insane. Let's grumble.
We have been on a month-long journey through Europe, and so now we have taken you on a month-long journey of grumbles from Europe. But here is the grumble that tops them all. This is the grumble that the whole trip hinges upon. This is the one we keep coming back to. There is, off the coast of Greece, in the shining indigo Aegean Sea, there is a gem of geology. There is, within a collapsed volcano, a beautiful island known as Santorini. This stunning spectacle juts out of the Mediterranean at a 90-degree angle 1,000 feet into the air, with picturesque white and blue villages atop. When you visit by boat, you pull up by way of the collapsed volcano so that you are confronted with this sheer cliff. So scaling this cliff, you have to take a windy road that snakes back and forth 20 times to get you to the top, to get to the other side where all the beautiful villages and towns, farms and vineyards are. And when you're done with your tourism for the day, the way back down is the Gondola of Santorini. Now, this is a selling point. This seems like a beautiful way to see the caldera, taking a cable car down from the tippy top all the way back down to where the boats are moored. But it's not the gondola itself that I'm grumbling about. No. You see, there is a price to pay for visiting the island of Santorini. There is a test. Not unlike the test that Odysseus faced when he sailed across the Aegean. Not a test of agility or strength. This is a test of the mind. Like facing the call of the sirens who would sing a song that would lure you to break your mind, to batter you across the rocks, to leave your carcass decaying on the rocky shore. The test you face is a test deep in your mind. It is the test of the line for the Gondola of Santorini. For the population of Santorini is very small, so when a cruise ship or two, say, lets off, the gondola is not equipped for this many people. And for this many people to get back down, they have to stand in a line, a winding, terrifying line. You see, some people lose things on a trip. You might forget your sunglasses in a restaurant, or you might forget your hat in an airplane, say. But on the island of Santorini, some people lose their minds. It's not so much an issue of hate, but can you survive the gondolas of Santorini? And that's the grumble.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
What?
Grumble, 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 grumble. What's got your goat?
For the latter half of the show, we'll bring in my better half, Veronique, for an unpretentious look and a segment we call
What's got your goat?
Veronique, I have taken my seat back.
I know. I see that.
Yeah, because as fun as the takeover has been, as fun as grumbling about our voyage has been, it is time to hit the ultimate grumble.
The ultimate grumble of our trip?
That's what we're doing. This is the climactic moment.
Oh my God.
Where we summarize all of our trip grumbles into this one
grumble.
Pinnacle, this moment.
Yes.
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 The acme of grumbles.
Whoa.
Speaking of acme.
Acme.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Which means the top of a mountain.
Right, not the grocery store.
Right, not the grocery store. Right.
Or I feel like it's also like weights. Like Acme didn't in the cartoons, they had like weights.
Well, they sold weights. Acme was the name of the company.
Oh.
Yeah, that the Roadrunner would buy things from.
Oh, so it was the grocery store.
Right, he bought it from the grocery store down the street,
Oh,
the one that we shop at.
Yeah,
It was the name of the company, Acme. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not the weights weren't Acme.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
the word Acme means the peak of a mountain.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
I know, it's because we grew up watching Merry Melodies.
Merry Melodies, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we had a bunch of married melodies. Married
Right.
melodies or merry melodies?
What was the first option?
Married melodies.
Married Melodies?
Married melodies. Well, we had a bunch of those on our trip.
We do have a bunch of those. See, that's the thing that you, the listener, are not getting is the amazing joy that we had.
so much joy.
We're just coming at you with grumbles.
Grumbles! Yeah!
The trip was amazing. It was the trip of a lifetime.
Absolutely fantastic.
Amazing. But, it's called Grumble Goat.
Yeah, we had a grumble.
And so we come at you with the grumbles from the trip. Yeah, we were trying to be in a good mood the whole time.
We were in the good
We were
mood
trying
the
to
whole time.
enjoy, but the people around us were grumbly people.
Why? Why do people grumble?
Shh. Don't complain about
That's
grumbling.
right.
That's our one thing.
Yeah.
That's our shtick.
Yeah, that's the shtick.
That's our gimmick. Everybody's got to have a gimmick, you know?
Everybody, what's that song? You gotta get a gimmick.
That's it. Gotta get that gimmick.
Yeah. And a bump, and a bump, and a bump, bump, bump. That's it.
That's
there
it.
We go.
That's the one. Amazing. So, whenever we talked about on the trip,
Yes.
when we grumbled about people,
Yeah.
it always came back to this moment.
Oh my gosh, this moment.
Do you know what the moment is?
I believe I know what the moment is.
Okay.
How could I not remember this moment? It was pinnacle.
That's right.
It was the acme of our trip.
Yeah, Pinnacle and Acme, I believe, all mean the tip of a mountain. And so let's talk about...
We were on the tip of a mountain or a volcano or the results of a volcano. We were on a cliff.
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 Gorgeous cliff.
What was the name of that cliff?
Santorini, a magical land.
Magical land of Santorini.
Everyone should go there.
Everyone should go to Santorini. It's a marvelous place.
Yes.
It's a gem.
It's a gem, but just make sure you have enough time to get off the island.
Give yourself a little time because...
I mean, like 3 hours time.
give yourself 3 hours time for sure.
You think it'll take an hour? It's probably going to take 2, so give yourself 3.
Because the tour guide is going to tell you, and we have a beautiful gondola to go down at the
Yes.
end of the trip.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, that sounds magnificent.
That sounds cool.
And it is. We had fun on the
Oh
gondola.
my gosh. The thing about Santorini is that we had to take a boat to the island.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then we had to take a bus up this cliff.
Right.
And the cliff, it went...
Right.
I mean,
right.
it had, what's
you're,
that?
You're juking back and forth.
What is that word? I've never heard that word before.
Juking?
Juking.
Juking is like, I think I learned it from the Mighty Ducks.
Ah!
Yeah. It's like when you fake one way, you like jolt one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
Anyway, so it begged the question, how do we get off this island? Like, oh, I guess we're just going to do this on the way back.
Right.
No. You take
Apparently that's a one-way road.
That's a one-way road. Yeah.
Apparently they don't bring you back down that way.
Not that way. Yeah. The cable car. The cable car.
Yeah, cable car.
The excursion was beautiful. We had a wine tasting.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a little bit of the town. Now the town was very small.
Yeah, there were 2 towns on the island.
Yeah.
The streets of Fira, the streets of these 2 tiny towns were interesting because it was built like a ant hole.
Right.
You know, like it was a
bunch of
single
sand.
it was like wide enough for single file people or maybe
Yes.
2 abreast. But that's it.
That's it.
All the houses look like they're from Tatooine.
Yeah.
It's all arches and bubbles.
Yeah. I really like the puppet shops. I thought that was really fun and exciting.
And you like the puppet shops everywhere. We had to go to the marionette store in Prague too.
I know. I almost bought one, but then I couldn't decide which one I wanted. You know, because
You can't get one marionette.
No.
You kind of need a whole
you need
skit.
a little family.
You need the dragon, the knight, and the princess.
Yeah.
You can't
just
skip
get
by
one. Yeah, they'll be upset. They'll be lonely.
Right. Anyway, so getting off the island. Our excursion
Yes.
said a cable car down the cliffside.
Right.
So I thought that was part of our excursion. It didn't occur to me that that's the only way for all tourists to exit the island.
Never occurred to me either.
I thought that was a special treat that we were going for.
Yes.
But nope. No, that's
Everyone's
the
special
way
treat.
off the island.
Yeah, it's everyone's special treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that or gravity are
Yeah.
your kind of 2 options to get off the cliff.
Or no, you could take a donkey. You could
right.
take a donkey
there
down.
were stairs.
Yeah.
You can rent a donkey to
But
do it.
not that day because it was too hot.
It was too hot for the donkeys.
It's too hot for the donkey. Yeah. So our tour guide, our beautiful tour guide, is like, oh, you don't know the way. Let me show you the way. And she has this beautiful parasol and she's kind of like walking
Yeah.
us to it. And then
And all these towns are just one route.
Yes.
It's not exactly a labyrinth
No.
here. It's like one route. You cannot get lost in these towns. They're tiny.
there's no time.
So we're following her through this town that's very clearly one line,
One
one
line.
direction, no other way to go.
No.
And there's other people already starting to line up. So we're like, okay, we get it.
We get it. We don't have to continue on with this, right? And I say, well, why don't we get a beverage?
Yeah, very rarely does Veronique recommend we get a beverage. Very rarely. It's only once an hour or so that she
Oh my
recommends we
gosh.
stop for a beverage.
We were on vacation. We were on this cliff.
There's all these like little restaurants, little cafes on the cliff, like hanging over the cliff. So I'm like, absolutely.
Yes.
Let's get a table overhang this cliff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
look
we
down
did.
at this enormous caldera below us and see our giant cruise ship look like a little Lego toy.
Yeah, like let's just take a moment and embrace how beautiful this is. And then we're like, Oh, okay. Now it's time to get back in line.
Now it's time to go because there is an onboard time. Everybody has an onboard time. You got to be on the boat at a particular time.
They said we had to be on the boat at 7.
It's time to get in this line because now the line has built up back past the restaurant that we're at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you and I, like normal people that exist in a place that knows how civilization works, we're like, let's head to the back of the line.
Let's go to the back of the line because there are people in this line.
Let's start. So we start backtracking down from where we are, but we don't get maybe 20 feet before we are halted.
Yes, we are halted.
Now, Mother has had 2 knee replacements, and she's hobbling on, and she's got 2 walking sticks.
2 walking sticks.
Yeah, so she was able to walk the trails of Santorini.
Yes.
No problem, but she does look like she might need assistance at any moment.
Yes, exactly. And
so
you would excuse someone that needs assistance at any moment to kind of skirt their way into the line.
Yeah, she just, of course, the people let her in. Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, of
Get
course.
in line. And then she calls back to us.
Yes. So we're halfway down this little cobblestone block here. And she's like, come on. And we turned around and we were horrified. I mean, I didn't see how long the line went.
We didn't even get around the corner, so we don't know how long the line went. But we were summoned to skirt into line there, to cut the line,
if you will.
And we are able-bodied.
Yes, of course.
And so able-bodied people cutting in line. Now that's the people behind us were going to be angry at us. And now I sort of, in my mind, I was like, okay, we're going to be standing in this line for a couple hours.
Right.
And the people right behind us are going to be standing right behind us for a couple hours.
Right. We are surrounded by these people that we cut in line for the entire time. And we're like slowly inching forward.
This is not like cutting somebody off in traffic and then speeding off and you never have to see each other again.
Right.
This is, we are now a family.
Right.
And we already have some family baggage with each other.
All the baggage.
Anyway, so nobody can handle standing in a line.
Oh my gosh. Everyone around us, they were like,
well, how are we gonna get on the boat?
Oh,
we have to be on the boat.
Everyone started to freak out about the timeline.
Everybody has to be on the boat.
Everyone.
It's fine.
There were, I think, 2 or 3 cruises that were at port that day.
There were so many extra people, and they all had to take this gondola. And so it was a long line, and that makes sense. But the boats deal with this every week. The boats know that this line is going to take 4 hours to get through.
That's why we had to get on the boat at 7. They already knew that. They built it in.
Yeah, they built that into the itinerary because we didn't leave for a couple hours after we got on the boat.
Right.
But nobody could handle themselves because they're on vacation. And so, in my opinion, the whole line, we're looking out over this beautiful, stunning sight. One of the most magnificent sights I've ever seen.
Yes. And everyone around us is completely complaining about standing in the stupid line. I'm like, can we just
focused on the line? It's like they're just
focus on the line.
They're just looking at the feet in front of them, and they're like, "Why is it taking so long?" And it's like, just look out.
Just look out.
Breathe this amazing sea air.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Look, shop at the shops. Like, yes, you could buy stuff while you were in line.
Oh my gosh, find a seashell with your name carved on it. Like, just have fun. Like, enjoy. We're still on the island.
Yes.
And everybody's like, well, what about, is there a bathroom on the line?
Is there a bathroom here?
Is there a bath? So the boats were so used to this that they sent ambassadors up the cliff to just stand periodically along the line to reassure people that they're not being abandoned in Santorini.
Well, that was my favorite part. They're not going to leave without 1,000 people on the boat. You know, like
they're going to accidentally take off without any passengers.
Yeah. So then once the ambassadors were like standing there, then it got worse. Then I started to get annoyed.
Then it got worse because then they had somebody to complain to.
Oh, yes.
All of a sudden there was a focus for all their complaints.
Yes. And then, you know, it was this really wonderful woman and she was like, hello, don't worry. We know that you're here. This happens all the time. Oh, it happens all the time?
All the time.
Oh,
well,
yes.
How long is the line from here?
Oh, maybe about an hour left.
An hour? For me?
An hour. An hour? An hour?
An hour?
An hour?
Even for me?
Yeah.
Like, even for, especially for you. You're the same as everybody else in this line.
Yes, an hour. We were already waiting for an hour.
Yeah, we've already, what do you mean? Do you see the gondola in front of you?
No,
Obviously, there's more waiting to do.
There's more waiting to do.
Just calm down.
Calm down.
And, well, where's the bathroom?
That was my favorite. Well, is there a bathroom? And it wasn't like he needed to go to the bathroom. He just wanted to ask the question.
Yeah. He just had to follow. There had to be more complaints.
There had to be more complaints.
Yeah. Well, is there a bathroom? No, there's not a bathroom.
No.
Because this is a tiny, tiny town that you're invading.
That was the best part, is that there was a bathroom, but it was up closer to the gondola. And he's like, well, then I'll get out of line. And then they started talking about people butting in line.
Oh, yeah.
Then they were like, well, if everyone keeps butting in this line, we'll never get on the boat.
And she was like, don't worry, nobody's butting in the line. We're monitoring at the front. And meanwhile, the people right behind us are like, they butted in line.
Right?
Yeah. We just sort of got in line.
It's like,
yeah.
So-
and then I was just like, don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
Because we're about to get kicked out of this line.
We're about to get kicked out of the line. We've been in the line. I made friends with the gentleman in front of us,
Right.
who was lovely.
That helped because we were already surrounded by enemies on the rear.
Oh my gosh. We needed allies.
We
in
needed
front.
allies on front.
Yeah. So, and so because people were being so negative, it was really bothering me. And I started coming back with, oh, isn't this view beautiful? Like, I was just, wow, I'm so happy that I'm here.
Yeah, people pulled out the pitchforks. They wanted to murder you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to end you. You were about to find the fast way off of that cliff.
But people liked me by the end.
Yeah.
Then people were laughing.
Yeah.
They were laughing.
Yeah.
We rose the vibration higher.
We rose the vibe. I think because we were still enjoying ourselves.
I mean, I bought a dress while we were in line. I was like, ooh, I like that. I'm going to get that dress.
I was like, you guys might be waiting in line, but I'm on vacation.
I'm on vacation.
This has been an episode of Grumble Goat.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Mat Labodka.
I'm Veronique Hurley. Please subscribe.
I hate when people say please subscribe.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. So it begs the question, how do we get off this island?
We did it. We've conquered another one of life's little annoyances. But the truth is, what I really hate is commercials. And I'll wager you do too. And that's why Grumble Goat is proudly commercial-free. But to keep it that way, it takes the support of fellow grumblers like you. If you hate commercials, head on over to our Patreon page and see if becoming a Grumble Kid is right for you. And as always, don't forget to Grumble Goat responsibly and share with a friend.
Grumble, 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 grumble. Pa, 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 pa.